Principle 6. The boomerang. Whatever thoughts you send out into the world, they will return to you like a boomerang. What happens when you hate something? You put your heart and mind into a sense of hatred, and this clear, sharp image is reflected in the mirror and fills the entire layer of your world. As a result, you get even more worked up and increase the power of your emotion. In your mind, you feel like sending everyone to hell. Get lost, the lot of you. But the mirror sends the boomerang back. You tell everyone where to get off, and life sends you there instead. Beware of sending negative energy into the world mirror. If you do, you will receive the same response, totally unexpectedly. By the way, love is also a boomerang. Interpretation. Thoughts materialize in the world mirror. For example, if you are not satisfied with your outward appearance, you will take no pleasure in looking in the mirror. You focus all your attention on the features you do not like about yourself, and you state them as a fact. You have to understand that how you are reflected in the mirror corresponds to how you feel about yourself. Adopt a new rule. Don't look in the mirror. Peek in the mirror. Seek out the positive and ignore everything else. Pass everything you see through this filter. Concentrate your attention on the things you want. What did you used to do? You stated facts like, I don't like myself. I don't like my world. The mirror simply confirmed the fact all the more. It's true. That's how it is. Now you have a different task. Seek out the things you love, and at the same time, picture the desired image in your mind. From now on, all you do is seek out and find signs that confirm evidence of positive change. You'll find that things will get better and better with each passing day. If you practice this regularly, it won't be long before your jaw will be dropping in amazement. Principle 7. The illusory reflection. People are like the little kitten that stands in front of the mirror, not realizing that it is looking at its own image. You might think you are at the hands of circumstance, which you are incapable of changing. But this is an illusion, fake prop, which you can easily dispel if you want to. Unconsciously, you are going around in circles. You observe reality and express your relationship to it. The mirror confirms the content of your relationship to reality in waking life. It is like a closed-loop feedback system. Reality is created as a reflection of your thought forms, and the nature of the thought form is, in turn, largely defined by the reflection you see in the mirror. The principle of creating your own reality lies in turning the loop in the opposite direction. Look at yourself first, and only then in the mirror. Interpretation. When a person is attached to the mirror by their relationship to the world, a primitive response to reality, they try to chase after the reflection, equally as primitive, in an attempt to change some aspect of it. Now let's try and turn the mirror circle backwards. First, we express our relationship to the world. The mirror consolidates the content of this relationship in reality, and then we observe reality. What do we get as a result? There is no longer a primitive and powerless assertion about the reflection. This is replaced instead by a deliberate, purposeful assertion of the thought form. Instead of habitually expressing dissatisfaction about what you see in the mirror, turn away from it and start creating a picture in your mind of what you would like to see. That is the way out of the mirror maze. The world first stops and then starts to meet you halfway. When you take control of your relationship to reality, outer intention will begin to work. And for outer intention, there is nothing that cannot be realized. All you have to do is switch your attention from the reflection to the image in front of it. In other words, take control of your thoughts. Don't think about the things you don't want and try to avoid. Think about the things you do want and are striving to achieve. Principle 8. The Pink Twins. There are many corners of paradise in the world inhabited by pink twins. If you want to go to one of these places, put on your rose-colored glasses and ignore everyone who tells you to remove them. The echoes of paradise rarely penetrate into everyday life. When they do, catch hold of those sundogs and keep them in your focus. They will start to appear in your life more frequently, and then you will see for yourself how the layer of your world begins unexpectedly to transform. Interpretation. Have you ever seen it rain on a sunny day? What about two rainbows in the sky? Have you ever crossed paths with twins in pink? It is important to understand one simple thing. Whether you decorate your world in bright rainbow colors or the darkest of shades depends entirely on your relationship to it. If the majority of your thoughts are related to negative experiences, life will get worse as each day goes by. The opposite is also true. If your soul sings in the rain and splashes in the puddles, even when the weather is bad, the layer of your world will be filled with constant celebration. Heaven and hell do not exist somewhere out there in another dimension, but here on Earth. There are places like prisons, for example, but that is not where you are. That's not your world. And yet, it could become your world if you focus your attention on criminal information. Then there are events like accidents, catastrophes, natural disasters. These too could become part of your reality if you start internalizing the news reports. Focus your attention deliberately and solely on the things you want to see in your world. Turn away from everything else. Close your eyes and ears to it all. Evil will never disappear from reality altogether, but it can vanish from your layer of the world. You will simply stop encountering negativity. Principle 9. The sigh of relief. Transurfing is pretty much impossible unless you have relatively high energy levels. As a rule, much of our energy goes on a whole gamut of unrealized plans, which are weighing us down. Goals activate the energy of intention, but only if the goal is already in the process of being realized, and not a project that just hangs in limbo. It is important either to discard a number of your potential plans or to take steps towards their implementation. Let yourself go. Give yourself more freedom. Make a list of the limitations that are burdening you and shake them off. When you do a list, reserves of intention energy will instantly be freed, and you will be able to move forward. Interpretation. Many people go through life loaded on all sides with the burden of endless responsibilities, unfinished business, harsh conditions, unfulfilled plans, and up-teen goals. Take a moment to feel what is weighing you down. If you think about it, you will probably find that you can let go of several lead weights without an ounce of regret. There is no point in constantly dragging them around with you if you can't realize them all. For example, I have to be better than everyone else. I'll prove to myself and everyone else what I am worth. All I need is victory. Otherwise, I'll stop being able to respect myself. I can't afford to make mistakes. And there are others like stop smoking, learn a foreign language, and basically turn over a new leaf for my entire life on Monday morning. Anything that is endlessly put off until later is excess cargo. An intention must either be realized or discarded because it consumes your energy, which it would be stupid to waste. Is there one big lead weight which you have secretly been thinking of getting rid of, but have not yet quite built up the courage to take the step? Imagine how light and relieved you will feel when you have done it. Principle 10. Release. Life will give you everything you intend to have if you are convinced without reservation that it is rightfully yours. Your choice is law, subject to unconditional fulfillment. Freedom of choice, the determination to have, is created by the energy of intention. If the excess potentials of inner and outer importance consume a significant chunk of your energy, your intention will have no power. In order to let go of the seeming importance of things, be conscious of your actions and aware of the things you attribute inflated importance and the consequences of doing so. The energy of excess potential is dissipated through action. Run your goal slide in your mind and quietly place one foot in front of the other in the direction of your goal. This is all the action you need to take. Interpretation. How do you stop being afraid? Find a safety net, a fallback position. How do you stop being anxious and worrying so much? Take action. The potentials of anxiety and worry are dissipated through action. How do you stop waiting and wanting? Resign yourself to the possibility of defeat and take action. Dissolve desire and expectation through action. How do you get over the issue of self-worth? Accept your worth as a statement of fact and let go of any action designed to increase it. How do you stop getting so irritated? Play with the pendulum and break its game rules. By responding abnormally, you disturb the pendulum's rhythm, leaving it with nothing. How do you let go of feelings of guilt? Stop justifying yourself. How do you cope with feelings of insult and indignation? Stop fighting and go with the variance flow. What can you do if you find it impossible to let go of feelings of resentment and anger? Allow yourself this shortcoming. Don't pressure yourself to come always out tops. Finally, how do you stop yourself from crumbling under the weight of serious problems? Observe the principle of coordinating intention. Instead of battling with excess potentials, take action on the grounds of purified intention. Intention is cleansed in the process of movement.